Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. Today it's a 3 vs 3 on Across the Rhine between our German team that consists of Zark Cloud, Chessmaster, and our yellow KW player Hazuki Watura. And down on the bottom we have our allies. It consists of the red British Forces player Yugnao or Now. Ugh, that's a tough one. And our reddish Russian player Brickman. And the pink U.S. Forces player, Airfield. Again, it is Across the Rhine. And I think this is only the second time I've ever cast this map. Fuel point, the victory point at the bottom there. And a couple munitions points in the center. Victory point as well. And the other fuel point all the way up at the top with the other victory point. So the fuel point, victory point, yada yada, all that good stuff. British forces getting into the building. This is a very important building to get into as soon as possible. It doesn't really quite stop your opponent from getting that fuel point, but it does kind of stop them from getting anywhere past that point. And right now the superior infantry section against the Eastern Pioneers have the range, but here come the Eastern Pioneers now, getting in close. The infantry gonna have to bail for now. Not too much other action here. Some reinforced ghost barricades on the bottom there. Vickers has been placed inside the house for now. Still trying to capture that fuel point up at the top there. And the allies grabbing the bottom side with very little to no resistance. The Germans haven't quite made their way down there just yet. Some pioneers gonna go against the conscripts here. Gonna try and get into close range with those MP40s. See how much damage they can do, and had a little weird UI bug there for a moment. Maybe I clicked on that and didn't know it. Who knows? And Stern Pioneers grabbing the territory point. So far, so good. Not too much conflict between these two just yet. Some just poking action going on. And now Kubelwagen moving across the map. Takes a couple whacks to the side, just letting that Kubelwagen that the Vickers is in business there. Battalions forcing away some more ghost barricades, and I really think the ghost barricades shouldn't actually prevent you from going through them unless they're completed. I'm not sure why Relic has never really made that a thing. So it feels like, you know, if you should build them all the way, you should have to build them all the way. Otherwise, you should just be able to walk right through them. But who knows? I'm not the master of balance. Penal Battalion's rushing in on that MG. And now have some okay cover there inside the crater for now, but the Penal Battalion's taking a world of damage here, especially with the Kubelwagen now in on that. And I'm going to be backing up to that superior stone wall, concrete wall cover. And it does look like the allies were trying to take that fuel point, but they got shooed away temporarily. And now the Volksgrenadiers moving on in. And do any of them have incendiary grenades? It doesn't look like anybody has made a building just yet for the OKW, so no incendiary grenades to chuck over that wall there. And the Stern Pioneers now moving on in. And then we now have a clown car out for the Russians with flamethrower Penal Battalions. And the Riflemen forced on out of there for now. And Pioneers in trouble here. Looks like they took that MG42, Covet Die MG42, and gonna run away with that. Always a good prize to run away with. Looks like a rear echelon squad may have been taken out there. And it doesn't look like that MG42 is gonna get taken out. Maybe one or two men there. And are gonna have to run across that MG42. Magically picked it up from across the way there. And Volksgrenadier almost taken out. And now the battle for the top victory point is on, and the supply half-track is way out of position there, and it's taking shots now from the Universal Carrier. And Universal Carrier is going to jump on this and try and take that out, and the scout car is there as well, all going after this supply half-track. If that half-track is taken down, we'll set the OKW back, not as much as it used to before the patch, but now still have to pay 115 fuel to regain that, and loses the supply half-track. Not good at all. And the old patch, in case anybody doesn't remember, used to have to wait several minutes at a time before a new one would come out. As the narrator was saying, that is sort of an antiquated narration anymore. And a couple of Granatwerfers there for the Germans. And this scout car is really paying off so far, but the Penal Battalion's inside very, very low, and the MG42 forced on out of there. And getting bounced all around. So much fire here from the Allies Universal Carrier and the Penal Battalion chasing down the MG42, going backwards now, trying to take that out, but the Volksgrenadiers here are going to try and save that MG42. If the scout car gets too close, going to get Fausted in the face, or more like in the rear in this case. And now the Allies have a fairly commanding position over the map. Are now going to capture that fuel point there, going to make some mines in the road.
Fresh Guards troops are standing by.
Yeah, Universal Carrier ready to torch up the Volksgrenadiers, moving on in here. Volksgrenadier going to maybe try and get inside the house here, pop out the other side, and Faust it. That would probably be the wise bet, but doesn't look like he's going to do that. And now the mortar is raining down all over the MG there. Stern Pioneers trying to get nearby, but the Vickers inside, giving a hard time to the Germans. And now the center is being taken back by the Allies. And the Germans will be left with no victory points here shortly if the Riflemen here can successfully capture this MG42 from the US there. And it looks like the Riflemen are forced out for now, but it did take away that point from the Germans and neutralized it. And the Kubelwagen is going to try and come in here and help out a little bit, but there's quite a bit of firepower and really well defended troops in there, so I don't think the Kubelwagen is going to be enough. Now a armored car out on the field for the British. And here comes the scout car going after the Universal Carrier, but the scout car takes a wicked shot there from the armored car. Universal Carrier explodes, and now the 222 probably not going to make it out of there. Note I think the MG42 actually took that out, or rather the Vickers. Either way, MG took it out, and now the Kubelwagen is in trouble here. A couple more shots, Kubelwagen's going to explode, and there it goes. Just barely caught that. M20 scout car now on the field. And moving along, causing some havoc here. And now a half-track is moving in for the Germans. It's going to try and cover this victory point here with that. Best use is a defensive. And there it goes. Going to start firing away at the M20 scout car. M20 taking big shots there and is forced on out of there.
AEC ready to move.
And the armored car is in a bit of trouble. Can't seem to get out of there with its severely damaged engine.
Good to go.
And now it is 1-2 in terms of victory points. 1 for the Germans, 2 for the Allies. So far the score 435 to 468
Ready to support gun. Ready for action.
in favor of the Allies for now.
Crew, stand ready.
And armored car is ready to go again. Just needs that final touches in the paint job repainted there. Some dents dinged out.
Crew, stand ready.
We'll be good to go. And so far, a lull in the action. Nothing really going on the bottom, and not a lot defending it, really. We do have a fighting position down there that is fairly well positioned, but could easily get around that. And so no real contest down at the bottom, so that is just giving the Allies all kinds of resources right now, and the half-track giving the Penal Battalion a hard time. Here comes the scout car, though. Armored car blasting away here. Just another shot should take down that half-track. Half-track, no chance here. And half-track is taken out. And there is an Opel Blitz truck there as well that could be taken out by the armored car. It did spot that, so it decides to go back, and it's going to give that a couple whacks there.
The enemy is unleashing losses upon us.
And flamethrowers, grenades, going after the MG42. MG42 is out and running on home. 222 shoos away the scout car for now. And some Volksgrenadiers going to try and get near there. Here comes the Faust soon, I'd imagine. And here is the Faust. And a couple more should be able to take it out, depending on if he wants to use that munitions to do that or not. He does not have the munitions. Only 6 munitions available for the OKW there. And now the 222 is moving after the scout car. And gives it a few whacks, but has to back out. Doesn't want to get too close to the rifleman there and get grenade to take rifle grenade. And here comes the conscript's going to get behind the MG42. Forces the MG42 out of there. And now the Germans down to no victory points, and soon the Allies will have 3 if they can withstand this. Conscript's going to be running away there, getting away from these Sturm Pioneers. Now there's a Panzer II on the field, and that might turn the tides of battle a little bit here, as the half-track didn't seem to do all that much, defended the area for a little while. It didn't last long once that armored car came along. And here comes the armored car once again. Armored car really going to win over that fight, so the Panzer II is going to have to bail. Panzer II pretty much loses to just about any light tank, as its main gun is too small to be particularly effective against any kind of armor other than very lightly armored scout cars and such. But the armored car T-70
Mark 3 waiting for orders.
gives the Panzer II quite a hard time. I'm going to get repaired up by the Sturm Pioneers there, and so far still no contest from the Germans down at the bottom. And the rear echelon troops just having a good time. They're just stationed over there, and they're not minding it because they don't have to risk their lives over there. And Lieutenant has to move away from the mortars there. And Panzer II ready to go again. And MG42 was about to set up, but decided to get a little bit closer there. And I think that arc of fire could be changed a little bit more towards this way. And I think that's what he's just about to do. Armored car takes a whack there from the Panzerfaust, takes another one. Maybe he got hit by the Raketenwerfer first. Didn't quite see it, but either way, the engine damaged, about half health now on that armored car. So it's out of the fight for a little while here, but we do have some troops coming over to repair that up. And now two scout cars here moving on in. And if the Panzer II and the scout cars move in on that armored car at the same time, could easily take that out. And here comes the Raketenwerfer as well. Another Raketenwerfer down there that could be pushed on in. But the armored car is going to bail out of that area for now.
We have 300 points
And
remaining.
just so much stuff on the field here. 298 to 468. And the Germans going to be trying to take back the top victory point there. But now there is a mortar emplacement on the map, just firing away, wailing down on that victory point. And a 57 down here, firing away at the Panzer II, takes that out. Not really sure how that's physically possible, but who knows? Whatever.
Anti-aircraft tank ready and waiting.
And Pack 40 needs repositioned, but I'm not sure if I can see through. No, I definitely can see through the fire there. And Pack 40 gives it a shot, shoos it away for now. And currently not too much armor on the field. It looks like this may be the only armor on the field. And it looks like that is the case. Just a couple 222s, which really isn't going to do them too much good soon here. I suspect the Cromwell is going to be on the way soon. And not a Cromwell, but a Centaur, and that should do the trick either way. And we have some base already going to be coming down here for the British.
Land mattress artillery on the way.
Volkswagen now pouring into the top victory point with those STGs. Forces all the units away for now, but still not really going to be too successful there, especially with that Centaur whacking away on him. And now pushing on in here. Need to shoo that 57 away a little bit, as it's just blasted away on all these troops here, and especially through the area here. I'm not really sure about that, but whatever Relic decides is relevant is relevant. And now the Centaur here moving on up. The Raketenwerfer might have got a shot or two on it. Took a little bit of damage, but now looks like he might lose this Raketenwerfer. Not really watching what's going on here. A little bit too busy on over here. Loses the Raketenwerfer. And now the Wehrmacht here pushing in with a Raketenwerfer and a Pack 40. Nice little double combo there. I suppose one has shorter range than the other one, but either way. And now trying to go into the center here, but the center is well defended. There's all kinds of stuff here. And Storm Pioneers made their way into the center. They're MG firing this way, MG firing now onto the Storm Pioneers. Storm Pioneers are lost, loses that whole squad. And the 75 now firing away at some troops up at the top. Victory point, still struggling to get this victory point here. Unable to do so the entire time.
Ready to roll. What's next?
And the 2 tanks being repaired up. The armored cars, almost repaired, but not too big of a deal there. And Volkswagen is taking direct shots there from the 75 and loses the whole squad and many men in that process. You know, an interesting spot for a bunker there, placed deep within a crater so that the machine gun is basically firing right at the ground. That's always good, but I suppose the suppression still works either way. And the Germans really need to take down the center of the map, as they're really focusing on the top. The center has virtually nothing defending it. Again, other than that fighting position, the 222s can go down there and take that out in an instant. And this is a very vulnerable position right now with the 75 there. Able to just fire away on that position from here. It just needs to move up just a scotch and we'll be able to fire all over that area there. And an air raid over the battle group headquarters. Now 234-85 on the field. And camouflage Raketenwerfer slowly trying to back out of there. Katusha here firing away on this area. Missed a bit, should have been positioned a little bit over there, but did get, I think, some troops. Got 5 kills with that barrage. And Storm Pioneers in a little bit of trouble there. Too many guard rifle and Pino battalions. And it looks like Chessmaster has no battle group headquarters. Every time he retreats, he has to run all the way back to base, which is definitely costing a lot of time. And this is sort of a lesson learned situation to anybody watching this. Definitely always try all of your options. Nobody has gone down here for the past 10 minutes or so, which is really surprising, as there's just simply just about nothing down there. There looks like there's a couple mines in the road that you'd have to watch out for, but that would be pretty much a given anywhere. There's always the danger of mines in any small position like that. And up at the top, T-34-85 pushing on in. MG has taken over the top building there. And another MG in this building would pretty much seal the deal up this way, at least not against the mortars, but would give them quite a hard time. And I think the engineers are going to grab that MG. And they do. And looks like he's going to put it in that building, as I just said. Should be a good idea. Nice coverage of this entire area up here. A couple of Raketenwerfers now moving on up. But going to get spotted here by the infantry section. And the Centaur now turns on them and retreats them immediately. That didn't work out too well. Storm Tiger now on the field. And not sure what this is going to do entirely. Could whack them, the Centaur pretty good there, but ooh, and actually took it out in one shot. Very nice. So that was pretty good.
My lord, a tank's been lost.
But now the Storm Tiger in a bit of trouble here. T-34-85 going after, but decides to cancel that. As there was quite a bit of anti-tank things coming on up. Gets hit by a Panzerfaust, not enough damage to damage the engine though. And 222 finished off. 3-star lost unnecessarily. Was just standing around.
Inflicting losses upon us.
And now down to 71 points, 468 to 68. Still no sight of the Germans down on the bottom. Which I suppose if they watched this replay, they would realize what their mistake was, and that was not taking the bottom and just letting the Allies bunch up in the center and on the top without any contest, and the German team surrenders. And again, just nothing down here. Just could have brought a mine detector over, taken out one of these mines, could have brought those 222s down there, taken that out, and at least forced the Allies to come down here. That would have separated some of this, would have just dispersed all of this. Some people would have to go down here. You know, if this guy went down here, some of these troops would not be here anymore, and then that would make it a little bit easier to take the center and the top. But instead, they made the fight in the center the whole time and the top, and was just very unnecessary. So whenever you play a game and you're losing, and you can't seem to quite make take any ground, that is, go down to the bottom, because you haven't looked at it in 10 or 15 minutes, and you should do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.